American Chinese United Association, Florida Chapter Bylaws. American Chinese United Association, Florida Chapter, is a non-profit organization that serves overseas Chinese in Florida. Our purpose is to bring together the strength of Chinese Americans, raise awareness of the existing crisis, establish common interests for the Chinese community, wholeheartedly support Chinese involvement in political offices, integrate into mainstream society, strive for the development of the Chinese community, and realize the American dream.
Article 1, General Information. Section 1. Chinese and English name for our organization. Chinese name.
佛罗里达州华人华侨联合总会
English name. American Chinese United Association, Florida Chapter. Section 2. Chapter's functions. The Florida chapter is directed by the American Chinese United Association. It will adhere to ACUA's constitution and mission, and cooperate harmoniously. This chapter is registered with the Florida state government as a non-profit organization. The Chinese name can be registered as
佛罗里达州华人华侨联合总会
Section 3. The chapter's emblem and flag. The chapter's emblem and flag follow the design of the head organizations, with the state's abbreviation added. The chapter's meeting hall must display the flags of both the head organizations and the chapters. Section 4. Mission and responsibility. We achieve mutual understandings, protect our common interests, and work together to become part of the mainstream American society without losing our own cultural heritage. We encourage young generations of Chinese Americans to utilize their multilingual resources to build connections with the local government and explore policies, regulations, and resources to help the minority Chinese Americans with rights and benefits. They will bridge the communication between local Chinese residents, businesses, scholars, and their government to source more attention and support for the Chinese community. As the local chapter, we promote friendship between Chinese Americans and other American ethnic groups, and we contribute to the harmony and healthy development of our community and our society. Section 5. Member qualifications. All Chinese 18 years and older, living in the United States, regardless of sex, family name, Chinese minority, religion, occupation, resident status, cultural background, or education, can become members of our organization based on their acknowledgement and support of our mission and duties. Individuals who are not Chinese ethnic but contribute to our organization will hold honorary positions. Section 6. Members should follow the chapter's regulations, carry out the chapter's goals, fulfill the chapter's duties, and act according to the head organization's decisions. Section 7. Members who have paid fees for 2 or more years have the right to vote or to be voted for. Section 8. The membership fee is determined by the leadership of this chapter through discussion and consensus.
Article 2. Organization Framework. Section 1. The chapter will elect a president who is responsible for managing the administrative and daily affairs of the chapter. The elected president must have valid resident status in the United States. The chapter will also establish a chairman who is responsible for helping the president in work matters, managing the daily affairs of the council, conducting meetings, and managing members. The chairman must have valid resident status in the United States. Section 2. The president, chairman, secretary, vice president, and members of the council make up the chapter's central leadership. The organization's framework is established and operated by the central leadership and reported to the head organization. Section 3. The chapter needs to at least hold one meeting per year to discuss and assign work. Section 4. The chapter requests a certain number of advisors, not restricted to ethnicity, who are people of good moral and reputation and willing to dedicate themselves to the chapter. The advisors are nominated by the president and chairman and are subject to the central leadership's evaluation and approval. Section 5. The chapter will establish a secretary who is responsible for implementing the decisions of the central leadership, coordinating the administrative affairs, keeping a filing system, and managing media communications and outside contacts. Section 6. According to its development, the chapter can establish law consultants, a financial board, an external communications board, a commerce board, a youth board, and women's board, etc. The extent of each one's power and work is determined by the central leadership.
Article 3. Financial Management. Section 1. Finances must be transparent and public. An announcement must be made of the organization's cash flow situation every quarter, and the year-end report must be filed and kept for record. For each appropriate expense, the President can approve no more than $2,000 per incidence. Together the President, Chairman, and Secretary can approve expenses between $2,000 to $10,000. And expenses over $10,000 must be approved by the consensus of the central leadership. President, Chairman, Secretary, Vice President, and members of the Council. Section 2. It is encouraged that through connecting with strong corporations and community groups, the chapter can sustain long-term for each plan of development.
Article 4, Disciplinary Actions. Section 1. Those who violate American law and are deemed violators by the judicial authorities will have their memberships automatically removed. Section 2. The President, Chairman and other staff who deliberately cause harm to the best interests of the organization or severely affect the reputation of the organization will be decided upon by vote from the central leadership. After a 75% vote, they will be removed from their position or expelled from the organization. Section 3. If the president or chairman harms the chapter's or the head organization's best interests or severely affect the reputation of the organization, or negatively influences society, he or she will be voted by the head organization. With 75% vote from the head organization, discussion, and decision from the central leadership, whereupon with a 75% vote, excluding the said persons, they will be removed from their position and expelled from the organization.
Article 5. Elections. Section 1. The President and Chairman are serving 3-year terms, and can be re-elected for 1 consecutive term. Section 2. The election preparation work is set to start 3 to 6 months before the end of each term. The central leadership establishes an election committee to determine the candidates. The potential candidates for President and Chairman cannot be members of the election committee. Section 3. The candidates for President and Chairman must have at least 2 or more years of membership, be efficient at running their affairs, care about the community, and be enthusiastic about the public welfare. The time and place for voting the candidates will be announced after the election committee determines it. The chapter's president and the chairman will also serve as the head organization's joint president and chairman or can concurrently serve in other areas of the head organization. Section 4. After the president and chairman are elected, they can nominate and appoint new leadership team members. Section 5. Elections are based on the count of qualified voters' votes. Each vote is made anonymously, but publicly. Section 6. If there is cheating during the elections, like buying votes or threatening voters, etc., or any sort of behavior that is a severe violation of the rules, the candidate will be disqualified immediately, and the election committee has the right to take corrective measures. Section 7. After the election, the transfer of office should happen before the inauguration for the new term. The former president should support and assist the new president with the preparation of the inauguration. Section 8. Every new election and the inauguration for the new office should be held according to schedule. If there is an extenuating circumstance, the head organization can participate, collaborate, and manage.
This bylaw is valid and enforced as of December 12, 2021. If any of the articles of this bylaw needs to be updated, they will need to be discussed and approved by the American Chinese United Association's head leadership before implementation.